Alrighty guys, hi, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a great day. If you are new here or returning and haven't yet already, be sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Give the video a like if you like it and leave a comment down below if you have any questions or any comments about how this turns out. So, I have a lot of filler stuff that I'm going to be talking about in the beginning of this video. So if you are not interested in what products I'm using, how I'm using them, and why I'm using them the way I am, skip ahead about 10 minutes or so. For anyone who is interested in maybe using this as a tutorial or as a guide, I would advise to watch through the filler so you kind of understand what I'm using and why I'm using it the way I am. Okay, so I'm going to start that now. I was introduced to doing nails on your own through YouTube. I was watching Emily Susanna, and since then I have started watching Long Hair Pretty Nails and a few other nail channels, which I will link those two down below because they are the two nail video creators I watch the most, and I enjoy their content. It's informative and as far as like actually teaching you and reviewing the products. So I will link them down below. Emily Susanna is really who introduced me to the ability of doing your nails at home. I started watching her when she was doing acrylic, which I am not talented enough for. And then polygel came out and it seemed something I would be able to do. So I have ordered some polygel, and that's how I started doing my own nails. Then she reviewed a brand called Apres, A-P-R-E-S, and they were nail form tips made out of gel. And I watched her video of her applying them and everything like that, and it seemed relatively easy. She said it was super beginner friendly, and I was like, man, that seems so much quicker and so much easier than the polygel. So I went to the website, and I was shocked by the cost of that system. It was about $150, I think, and I was not willing to pay that amount of money for something I didn't know if I would actually enjoy or be able to do. So I was like, well, maybe in time. I had just started doing polygel. I was like, maybe I'll get better at it with time. Let's just, I was talking to myself like, let's just see how this goes with the polygel. So I was letting it go, kind of just moving on. And then she did a review of another brand that had come out with jelly tips, which was a larger corporation. They had kind of been around for a while with other products, and that was Kira Sky. And Kira Sky was, she said it was very comparable to the Apres system, that it was about a third of the cost, and immediately I was interested. So I did go ahead and purchase the Kira Sky system. I do not remember the actual cost of this system. This is probably not going to stay. I don't remember the cost of this system, but it was significantly less. And I went ahead and purchased it, obviously. So this is a full system. This is everything that came with the kit when you buy it. So it comes with a little LED lamp, UV light. It comes with the 4 bottles that you need, the prep prior to doing your nails, the primer also prior to putting the tips on, the builder gel, which is what adheres the tip to your nail, and then a top coat. And of course it comes with the tips. I had gotten the almond medium tips. These were the smallest tips that they had, and because I like to have the shape of like a soft square or a swivel, These are the easiest to accomplish that with at times because you can just chop the length off and you pretty much already have it. You just have to round out the edges. So I got these. So this is the tip from Kira Sky. And I was using these for a while and they were doing fine. They would only last about a week or two, which was the only downfall, because I thought they were supposed to last a little bit longer. I didn't know what I was doing wrong. I was always prepping my nails the way that everybody else said you were supposed to. I reread the directions. I was doing everything in the manner you were supposed to do it, but for some reason, the longevity for those just weren't there for me. So then I was on Instagram and somehow I came across Max Estrada's stuff, and he is an indie brand owner of nail products. And he was featuring what he calls his 1, 2, 3 goes and his system at that time. This was maybe 6 or 7 months ago. And that was a system he had for jelly tips. And I was like, I'm going to go ahead and give those a shot. I'm just going to buy the tips and his base gel to see if the quality of his is any different, to see, you know, if I like that brand. So I went ahead and bought, at the time, these were the shortest he created. These are just the standard tips. I don't think they are in any shape, if I recall correctly. Just a standard gel tip. And I bought his base gel. Since this time, Max has continued to come out with other products, other nail shapes, other nail sizes, different adhering products, things of that nature. He is constantly pumping out the product, and I don't think that's a bad thing. However, it is to be noted that he kind of has been in a little bit of drama in the past with other creators, you know, reviewing his brand and not giving it the best review, and his shipping time, especially right now with the pandemic. I have since placed another order, and that was about a month ago, and I haven't gotten it. I'm not upset about that because it was mentioned, you know, that it's going to take at least a month for it to start processing. So I knew that wait was coming, but that is something to be aware of with his brand. You are going to be waiting a while to get your products. I don't think his prices are crazy out of this world. Not that I'm encouraging it, but if something like Afterpay is easier for you, that is something that his website offers. So this is what I initially bought. So when I do my nails, I do a mixture of both, because when I bought Max's nail tips and base coat, I did not buy his full set, his full like system, because he has a whole kit that comes with his primer, his prep, a whole bunch of files, and like other random stuff that you do need when you're doing your nails. I did not get that the first time. The other set of tips I bought a month ago, I did get the whole system, so I could see how his primer and prep work. He also now, with all of his innovation, has come out with tips that are pre-etched. The only reason you would need an e-file or an electric file for doing jelly tips is to etch the inside of the jelly tip. I have already done that for time's sake of this video, but you do have to etch the inside of the tips that are going to be attached to your natural nail. That is to ensure it adheres as strongly as possible. So you will, I mean, especially when you get down to like your pinky nails, it would almost be impossible to etch the inside of this with a hand file. And you want to get all of it, otherwise you are going to have lifting, which is what happened with my last set. I put on the wrong size nail, and it created lifting for me. So that is the only reason you will need an e-file. I do use an e-file once my nails are on to buff off any excess glue that comes out and things of that nature. So the next thing, I am going to start go ahead and doing my nails. So the next thing I wanted to mention really quick is I have prepped my nails. I did not do that part on camera because you can injure yourself if you do it incorrectly, and since I'm not a professional, I don't think I am the one to teach you how to prep your nails or show you how I prep mine in case I'm doing something wrong. You can refer to either Emily or Long Hair Pretty Nails. I don't believe either one of them are professionals. They are self-taught with years of experience, so they are probably more informed and educated on how to do that appropriately. So with that out of the way, I am going to go ahead and get started. So the first step is the prep, and I do use the Kira Sky prep because it works and it's the only one that I have. So for the prep, you just want, it's a dehydrator. So it's just going to dehydrate your nails, make sure there's no excess oil or anything on your natural nail to interfere with the adhesion of the tip. And this spreads, so you don't have to be like super precise with this. And if you're interested, I did push back my cuticles and use a hand file to take care of my natural nail. So this is the primer. You want, and this is where my not being a professional is going to show. From what I hear, you don't want this on your skin. I have gotten it on my skin, and I will probably do so while filming this video. It doesn't burn, so I'm not sure why everybody says you're not supposed to get it on your skin, but that's just something to keep in mind. I try not to, but I am not the best at doing my left hand in particular. So like I just got it on my thumb. And I got it on that finger. It doesn't burn, so I'm not sure if it's something that could affect your skin long term, or if it can, since it's seeped onto your skin, if it can cause the product to seep onto your skin. So the next step is putting the tips on. My nails are fully prepped. I do one nail at a time. Some people are better and more skilled and can put the base gel on all of their nails and then adhere each nail and not make a mess. This stuff is sticky. Once it's on your nail, you have to cure it, and even once you cure it, it is still sticky. So I do one nail at a time. And the layer you want on your finger does not have to be a thick layer. And when you go to use this stuff for the first time, it is different than a nail polish. The consistency obviously is a lot thicker. That's just something to be mindful of. You do not want this on your skin. I think everybody who does their own nails at some point gets it on their skin. You don't want it on your skin. It does burn. So I have two lamps. This one I use for adhering the tips on. This larger one is from Macart when I would do polygel nails. I got a kit from them, and it's easier to do your whole hand. Different YouTubers that you watch will tell you different ways on how they do the nails, if they let them cure the whole time, or if they just flash cure. I personally will flash cure and then do a full cure of my whole hand once all of the tips are on. This part when you're putting the gel in the tip is the hardest part to master, and I still struggle with this all the time. So we'll see if I got it. I always turn my little flashlight on first before I put the tip on, and then you just push it down. You can see the gel move to the tip of your nail. You want to press kind of firmly to make sure you don't get any air bubbles. And I just flash cure. So I just stick it in there long enough for it to flash cure the gel underneath, so the nail is not going to pop off. However, the gel in between is still not fully cured, and I am okay with that because this will keep the nail on while I do the rest of my nails, and then I will do a full cure for a minute for my whole hand. That is how I do it. That is what it looks like. I am going to do the rest of my nails, and I'm probably going to fast forward through this part, and I will do my left hand as well. So I'm probably going to fast forward through all of that, and I might come back when I'm doing the full cure. This could be a good learning experience. So you can see here, only right here seems solid. You can see the color difference. I did not put enough base gel when I went to adhere this, so it's not actually adhered all the way around. It's only adhered in that one spot. So the gel is still malleable right now, so I'm going to take this off and do it again. All right, so I'm letting my hand cure for the full 60 seconds. I am just gonna do my left hand on camera for time's sake. So once this is done, I will cut them down, and then we will file them and buff them to prepare them for the nail polish. And usually I will use my e-file for that. However, I kind of thought about it, and not everybody has that tool. Not everybody wants that tool, so I am going to file everything with my hand file. All right, so I have these to cut the length of my nails. You really can use anything you want. If you want to use normal nail clippers, you can. You're just going to go in sections. Some people use strong scissors. You can do that if you'd like. These were not very much money. I think I got them from Walmart or Sally's. I'm just going to use these. They work pretty well. I just guesstimate, and these are probably going to go flying. I try to give myself a little bit of leeway, so when I'm actually filing, I'm going to lose some of the length, and I don't want to end up to where I don't have any length at all. Most of the time you'll see people use 100 and 180 grit. This is what I use when I'm filing, and I switch between the two sides. Just one's more coarse than the other, just whatever side is needed to my desired length and shape. So I'm going to do that for all fingers. Okay, so now that I have all of my nails filed to the desired shape and length, which you can tell I am not the best at shaping and filing my nails. Once I get to this point, I make sure that there is no seepage or from the gel like I had here that I filed down to be flush with the nail. Because if you have any seepage bubbled up around your cuticle, it will make your nail easier to peel up. For that, you can obviously, like I did it on this nail as well. You can file it with a hand file. If you have an e-file and you feel comfortable doing it with that, it does make the process a little bit easier and more seamless. So once that stuff's done, I take like a buffer block and I buff the nails, all the shine off the nail, and it helps also get rid of all the flakies from the filing. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so as you can see, all the shine on the nails is gone. So next part is gonna be painting. I try to make sure I get all of the pieces that maybe didn't come off, just scrape them out. That way they don't get into the nail polish. All right. Obviously your hands are gonna be super dusty when doing this. I either use a cotton wedge, like what you can buy at Walmart, CVS, Sally's, the wedges that you can do your makeup with. I use these. You could also use paper towels. I just have a lot of these at my disposal. And you want to use alcohol, not acetone. When you're doing these nails, you do not want to use acetone. And then I am just wiping off all of the dust. So as you guys can see, I am not the best at this. Some people, like if you watch the YouTubers I mentioned, when they do these things, like it's like seamless, and they like We'll do the invisible looking nails and inlay stuff. I'm just not to that level yet. With practice, I think I'll get there. So I'm gonna give that just a second to dry. When you are using jelly tips, you want to use gel nail polish. You can use normal nail polish, but gel will last longer. And with gel nail polishes, if you're purchasing those, you have to have some kind of LED light or UV light to cure it. Gel nail polish has to be cured. Oops. So now that that is all dry, I know we had talked in a live stream, a couple of live streams. One was we were gonna do gray, then the other, another one was It's Brick Glow, like the burgundy color, and I was gonna do that. I've sat here and played around a little bit, and I think I am actually going to paint my nails black, which I don't usually do. And then I am going to use the iridescent powder over it. I have some, I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell, some test swatches here. This was the gray, this was the burgundy color. It's a lot lighter than if you use the matte top coat, which I really don't like. This looks just pink, so I'm not going to do, I don't want pink since we're going into fall. I wanted a darker color, and I really like how this top part looks. You can really see the hollow effect and the iridescent effect in that one, so I am going to do this. And for my nail polishes that I have, I went on Amazon and just ordered a very neutral palette with that offered how many colors? Like, I don't know, 10, 12 very neutral colors that had a top coat and a matte top coat. That's where this came from. The brand is Candy Lover, the gel polish. These are super small bottles. I guess I can point that out. I don't think the kit for these polishes were expensive, but this is the size of a normal nail polish bottle, and this is the size of the nail polishes I have. But I haven't ran out of any, and I've been doing my own nails for this way for about 8 months now. So I'm going to paint these. The thing with gel polish is you typically have to do a couple of coats to get opacity, and you have to make sure the coats are totally cured before you add more nail polish. Otherwise it will wrinkle and it will look really weird. So I am going to go ahead and do that for you guys. Okay, so as you guys can tell, I am not the best at painting my nails. However, what I do want to say and let you guys know, if you are using gel or if you plan on using gel, it is easy to work with while it's wet. Once it's cured, it's cured. You can't, it's stuck there. So obviously, as you can tell, I'm not perfect. I always end up with some on my skin. It takes a day or two for it to wash off entirely, but a lot of the sake of why I'm only doing this hand is because I am not steady with my left hand on my right, so the painting takes me a lot longer. So now that it is painted, before you put the top coat on, if you're going to use any kind of chrome powder or iridescent powder like this, you do it before you put your top coat on. So again, I'm using one of these wedges, and this is messy. I'm sure you can see it on my hands, and you have been able to the whole video. It's just something that I deal with to get the effect I want. I pat it on all over, and then I rub it in. I try to get the edges and tips pretty good. I do that for each nail. I was kind of thinking about leaving one black, but it's got some specks in it, so I'm gonna go ahead and just, I should have been a little bit more careful if that was gonna be my plan. All right. So once they are all covered into a place that I am okay with, which I am not a perfectionist when it comes to doing my nails, if you can't tell. I leave this and I get a top coat. Now I have a couple of different top coats. This is a McCart top coat. This is the one that I use whenever I have used this powder, so that's just a little word of advice that anybody who does nails will tell you. If you use a top coat for anything with glitter in it, you want to kind of designate that as your top coat, because it will end up with micro glitters in it. And if you have a color where you don't want it to be glittery or shiny at all, it will kind of end up in the top coat. So what I'm doing now is I do cap the tips of my nail polish with top coat. That way my nail polish doesn't peel from the top. And I always do a pretty generous layer up here, and then I go back and I brush over it. Otherwise, I have a couple of times done just the top and after I painted, and then the tip of my nail has like a little bump on it because I didn't smooth that out with another quick coat. Looking at this, this looks very mermaid-like. It almost kind of looks like the last set I did. Pulled, must be a black undertone blue because it pulled more blue than I thought it was going to. once you're done with your top coat, I again cure for the full time, the full 60 seconds, might be 90 seconds. All right, and this is, this is my nails, totally cured. They're hard, they're not taking any damage. Yes, my hands are glittery and a mess. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do my other hand, and then my thumbnail will be the final product. If you guys want me to do, once my other, I'm hoping my other order from Enail Couture will be in by the time these are ready to come off. That way I can use the short nails and not have to do, hopefully not have to do as much filing. If you guys enjoyed this and you want more videos of me doing my nails, let me know. Hopefully if I continue to do these, the quality will get better. But this is what they look like as of now, and I'm probably not gonna come back into this video. The thumbnail will be the final product, and just leave any comments or thoughts down below. I hope you guys are having a good day, evening, or night wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.